What's going on, everyone? Speed and power test today. We're gonna test the speed and power of 3 different bikes. I've selected the Ariel Rider X-Class, which is what I'm on now, the Wicked Freedom, and also the Citizen Cycle bike. Those are the 3 I'm gonna test. I'll show you the X-Class right now. 52 volt system, 35 amp controller on this 1000 watt rear hub motor. And here's the test I'm gonna do. There's a hill over there, a steep downhill. I'm gonna take these 3 bikes out and I'm gonna run them down the downhill full throttle, just so that there's no strain on the motors at all. And we're gonna just see what they top out at. How fast can they actually go with no restrictions? And then the next test is I'm gonna come back up the hill and see how these bikes power up the hill. Here's my predictions. I think this one's gonna be the slowest on both tests, but it's got a lot of power. I mean, it's good power on this bike, but I think it's gonna be the slowest of the 3. I think the Wicked Freedom is gonna have the highest top speed going down the hill, since that bike is a 60 volt system and it's got a 1000 watt motor. I think it's just gonna be able to spin faster than the Citizen bike can. And I think the Citizen bike will win the uphill challenge. Dual motors, it's just got the brute force power to climb the hill. So let's find out. We're gonna go run down the hill now. All right, we got the GPS app running to just verify. Let's hit it. I'm not gonna pedal, just gonna throttle only. Build some speed up to the top of the hill here. So we're at 34 on this and 30 on my GPS. Now let's hit some steep downhill. 39 on the bike, 40 on the bike, 38 on GPS, 39, 40. So 40 miles an hour on the Ariel. That's better than I thought, actually. I didn't think it would do that. That's pretty good. That's respectable. 40 mile an hour. It was reading like 44 over on the display though, so that's off by a little bit. Let's go back over here and get positioned to do the uphill portion. All right, so a respectable 40 miles an hour out of the X-Class, faster than I thought it was gonna go. So there you go. That's about how fast you could really get this bike to go, just completely unrestricted down a big hill. 40 miles an hour on the GPS. Not bad at all. Now let's see it go up the hill. A true test of the power of this bike. Let's wait for traffic. All right, no traffic. Let's go. Off to a decent start here. We're at 22 miles an hour, 20. It's feeling this hill. I mean, it's still crushing it. I mean, I'm not pedaling at all. It's going 18, 19, 20, not bad. I mean, it's pulling this hill at 20 miles an hour. That's pretty solid. That's pretty good showing. Impressive, X-Class. All right, we switched over to the Wicked Freedom e-bike. You know, the Ariel Rider X-Class, it's got a really smooth pull, nice strong pull off the line. This bike though is even stronger and just as smooth. Really kicks in and pulls nice. Much bigger system on this though, 60 volt system on this bike instead of the 52 on the X-Class. I think that's what's gonna translate this into the higher speed. This is my pick. I think this is gonna go the fastest of the 3. We're about to find out. We're gonna take it to the top of the hill over here and let it fly. Let me, if you haven't seen the review on this one, check it out. Very strong performing bike. Level ground, it goes about 38, and I've had it over 40 before on a downhill. Let me show you what it looks like so you can get an idea what we're on. Wicked Freedom, check it out. But let's go see how fast it can go completely unleashed with no stress, holding the motor back. All right, here we go. Build up to the top of the hill here, and I'm gonna guess 44. We'll see. All right, downhill. 42. I thought I would go higher. I thought I would hit 43, 44. 42. Interesting. Okay. This is why I do these. Why I do these tests. 42. So we outclassed the X-Class by a couple miles an hour. Let's go get in position to run back up the hill over here. All right, let's head back up the hill. See, even when I hit the throttle there, the front wheel, it came off the ground a little. It pulls really hard off the line. All right, so X-Class climbed it at about, what, 20 miles an hour? 18, 20. This is gonna be similar. Down to 22, 20. Yeah. It's a little faster. It's like 2 miles an hour faster, both up and down the hill from the X-Class. All right, so similar on the performance of the X-Class and the Wicked Freedom. This was a little stronger. It was a little faster down the hill, a little bit faster up the hill as well. And I mean, I'd say on level ground, this definitely takes it. It's definitely a lot stronger on level ground than the X-Class is. I've had the X-Class to maybe 33, 34 on flat ground. This has gone 38 on flat ground. It definitely feels stronger. It's a better upright ride position for me too. I like that about it. I don't feel as stable on the X-Class. I feel a little bit big on that bike. It is a little small and there's no adjustments. You can't really, well, I already raised up the handlebars and they still don't feel high enough, but I can't take them any higher because the wires were too short. That's as high as they go. And obviously can't adjust the seat to fit you either. So this one wins comfort-wise too. But we're talking speed and power today. This has a slight edge on X-Class and it's also like $400 cheaper, I think, too. But it's time to go grab the Citizen bike and see what that baby can do. All right, we pulled out the big gun. We are on the Citizen Cycle 3.0 bike. Let's take a look. You remember, this is my custom built all-wheel drive bike. Little over 3,000 watts total on this thing, I guess, because you're running dual 750 motors and then powering it, I've got 52 volt batteries and 35 amp controllers. And it just got crazy windy out here. Hopefully that doesn't hurt my speed test of a big headwind, but let's find out how fast this thing can go with the dual motors. I thought this was gonna be number 2. Maybe it'll end up being number 1. We'll see. I still think it's gonna crack 40. I just don't know how much past 40 it'll go. But we are about to find out. All right, here we go. Oh gosh, can't even keep traction. Whew. Front wheel's spinning out on me. Yeah, we're already going 35. I'm not even to the hill yet. Downhill, let's see. 40, 41, 42. They're all the same. They're all right around that 41, 42 mile per hour mark. I don't know if it went any faster. I didn't see. I was trying to watch a road too. But I guess that's about where these motors top out. I thought there would be a very clear winner. There really wasn't. They're all right around a touch over 40 miles an hour out of all of them. All right, well, let's try it up the hill. I think this is where you're gonna see the only big difference. Is I think Citizen bike is it's gonna crush this hill. It's got so much more power for hill climb with the 2 motors. It's hard to describe until you've ridden one, but a dual motor bike, it's just a crazy amount more power having 2 wheels pulling you up the hill. All right, let's give it a go. Certainly the loudest bike. Now the other bikes are going up about, what, 18 or 20? This is still at 30, 28 miles an hour up this hill. I mean, by far the strongest, 29, 30. no contest. I'm actually with the flow of traffic. The truck behind me, when I started the hill, never caught me. But there you go. The brute force power of the dual motors just absolutely annihilated that hill. Way faster than the X-Class or the Wicked Freedom. I mean, those bikes were solid. They still crushed the hill at 20 miles an hour, but this did it at almost 30. Of course, I always link everything if anybody was interested in how I put all this together. And I did lots of build videos on it. You can check the playlist, but I'm wondering what to do with it next. Should I keep it? Works so well. I don't know if I want to monkey with it anymore. I thought about trying to do a 60-volt system on it and maybe switch out more motors and controllers. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I've spent so much money on this bike getting it to this point, thousands, probably over $5,000 to get to this point. And I mean, you can see though, nothing touches it. Power-wise, for just brute force hill climb power, yeah, it crushes everything. I haven't yet to be on a bike that can compete with this. Top speed, you can find some that are similar, but just raw power-wise, no way. This will climb anything. It's climbed every hill I've asked it to climb. The only thing that is tough is controlling it. You get so much wheel spin. Even just off the line, you get crazy wheel spin. But amazing. I still love this bike. Still top dog in the garage as far as I'm concerned. But will that be changing soon? Because I have more bikes that are coming that are gonna give this a run for its money. More dual motor bikes. But let's do a quick acceleration here. Okay, see that? See how long the front tire spun? It's hard to... This has got a smooth pull if you're rolling from a start. But if you're starting from a stop, it's chaotic. You gotta control the power of this thing. And I even have the motor set for like a slower start, and it's still just crazy spin off the line. And I also have it set up where I can do this. If I pull the back brake and just hit the front motor, I can do a burnout. Same thing if I pull the front brake and hit the back motor, I can do double burnouts. I have my motor cutoffs set up where each lever cuts one motor. So I can cut both motors by pulling both brakes, but I can also hold one brake and burn out. Extra added feature. But what do you think? I actually have another question for you too. This is an important one, and I want to know from everyone. Please comment on this video. This motor right here in the front is a Bafang 750 geared hub motor, which is about impossible to find online. I bought one randomly on Amazon. It hasn't been in stock since, and I had it custom laced into this wheel. And everybody's asking me all the time, like, where do I get it? Where do I get one? I don't know. I've searched. You can't find them. But if I were able to get some of these, if I could get some of these geared hubs laced into a wheel already, how many of you guys would want one? How many would want to buy one? Question of the day. In theory, if I could get one, or two, or 10, or 100, how many of you want one? How many of you want to build a Frankenstein like this out of your existing e-bike? Let me know in the comments. I think that is all for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. The results were kind of what I expected, I guess. I thought one of the bikes would be a clear winner on the downhill, but this was the clear winner on the uphill. I knew that was going to happen. You can't touch the power here. But that's all, my friends. Thank you. I will talk to you again soon. Here's our hill climb hill. What happens if we start in the middle of the hill with this bike? Let's see. It'd be hard just to keep the tires from spinning. See that? That's why I say this will climb anything. That's your only challenge, is keeping traction. You got power for days. Wow. See my trail there, I just burn a line the whole way up. This bike's amazing. Sounds horrible. When's this motor gonna blow out?